back for another wonderful episode of Match of the Day, aren't we? In the pitch black darkness. For the Super League 4 tonight, the quest for a Super League 1 Match of the Day game continues. One day we'll get one of the big boys to want to do it. However, today we head to Super League 4. We've had Super League 2, we've had Super League 3, Super League 4 tonight. In the quest for a Match of the Day win. 2 Match of the Day episodes. We've had a 1-1 draw and a 0-0 draw. Today, Venezia come in as the favourites. 3 wins and 1 loss in their opening 4 games over Friday and Saturday. 11 scored, 4 conceded. Whereas Arsenal coming in 9th position. 2 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, and no goal difference team. 7 scored, 7 conceded. They say we live off set pieces. We role play the greatest team in the world, and today they will look to try and take out Venezia and further elevate themselves towards a title challenge. Of course, when you look at this, Arsenal will be the underdogs due to the lack of points. Said 7 available out, or 7 to collect, should I say, out of an available 12. However, they do have some good players on their books. We have to talk about the likes of the Gaffer. Realm, of course, has guided teams through promotion charges. The likes of Mansfield and Paris FC have left his brain scrambled. He's had some issues before with players in the team like CBM, but today he says they are a combined unit, they are a conducive unit, and they are a unit that has the ability to win this game. Watch out for Pedero as well, loved him in the old Paris FC series. Over at Venezia, a team that, in my opinion, again, we talk about teams like we have with Real Madrid, like Liverpool, that should be competing, should be challenging for the Super League title. This is another one. Yes, the roster is only 15 deep, but they've got some quality. Big Bad Chubb, known for big moments. Wolves, known for big moments. The Gaffer, Impactz, known for big moments. We've also seen guys like Charlie Best as well have some great seasons over the years. And you've also got a draft familiar like Dawnmaker. Today, I think Venezia will be saying to themselves, especially after these results, the 1-0 loss against Valencia. Prior to that, it was a 6-0 win against Newcastle yesterday. I think this is the perfect time for them to come in today, Match of the Day, on the big screen, and try and find a way to get 3 points. I think when you play on stream and you have the ability to kind of make a statement, you want to make a statement, and they'll have that case, that ability to do that tonight here against Arsenal. It's a huge one. Could be one that you look back at and you say, that maybe decided the title, that maybe decided Europe, but only one can win tonight. We pray. We don't want 3 games in a row, 3 days in a row, 3 draws in a row. Someone do something stupid in defense or goal here tonight. We're over and up to it then. We're going to use Charlie's stream here tonight for match of the... No, we're not. It's already turned off. Oh, no, now it's back on. There we go. It was off, it was on, it was on, it was off, but we're there. There you go. So, strap in, get ready, and we are set to take you in for Game Week 1's final Match of the Day. Best of luck to both of these two tonight. Great to see Divinity, or as I know him as Inversia, up there at the right striker role as well. Big things expected from him. Was a knockout artist in the VFL UFC octagon. Can he be a knockout artist and give Arsenal something to worry about here tonight is the big question. Of course, they go with that traditional and typical 3-5-2. It's grown so much fandom, hasn't it, over the last couple of years. Will it be able to outdo Arsenal here tonight? We'll check crowd volume. Crowd volume looks good to me. Absolutely it does. And with that, this Super League 4 clash is official. Venezia with some cracking kits, by the way. Wow. Against my team, my club. Haram FC, Corner Ball, Terrorism FC. I hope to see some tonight and also next weekend against Spurs. Yes, I do. Let's see if Arsenal can once again show that they are a serious team. If Realm can once again mastermind a promotion charge, can mastermind a trip to Europe and find some points here tonight. Venezia, of course, in the white strip. Arsenal in their usual away kit, the navy blue, with some red stripes on the top. Like I said, they've got to treat Venezia seriously here. Venezia, a great team on their day, categorically. When you kind of go in against these great teams, the usual first 10-15 minutes is a feeling out process. You try and figure out, what someone can do. You have to figure out what somebody will do. Some teams will go direct right off the rip. Some teams will try and kind of be a slow burn against you. That one there cleared. Didn't get to see it. We just saw Charlie readjusting his camera. CBM there. The disgraced ex-Paris player. coming back to Realm here tonight and this season. He'll be on his best behaviour, he says. Ball goes back into the middle of the park here. Arsenal getting the first touch of the ball in an attacking sense, as this one here, though, just handled well by Venezia. This is what you're going to see from Venezia tonight. The thing I really like about Impactz and what he's done with his team building here is the midfield and the defence in particular has such a chemistry about them. They work so well together. You'll see some of those midfielders blend into defence as well as defenders blend into midfielders. That's a great over-the-top ball here, and across the box it goes! Dawnmaker makes it 1-0, and Venezia, just like that, a little bit of directness, a little bit of sauce from the number 7. Dawnmaker, the right place at the right time. It was all about the through ball, though, wasn't it? What an over-the-top joy it was. And Venezia find themselves a goal up against the Gunners. A really, really good spot from the midfielder. And then, of course, the unselfishness to square that across for the open goal. It's wonderful football and wonderful teamwork there from the team in cream white tonight. Now it's Arsenal who, 11 minutes in, have to find a way to get back on top. This one back into Noof, goes across here into Realm. The gaffer, though, maybe feeling the pressure from the bright lights tonight. He's never been on Gringo Sports News before. Maybe he'll never want to come back. So many don't. So many don't. Ball down the right-hand side again as Venezia continue to carve open this kind of right side of Arsenal. But in the end, they handle this one well. Noof, the Canadian international. I think north of 12 caps for VFL candidate. Getting some touches here. Realm, of course. The gaffer dropping back, saying, I am your outlet, use me. CBM, though, in the end, can't get the ball beyond Dawnmaker. Tricky customer. As Dawnmaker tonight sends this whipped ball in. That one there, though, handled well. Arsenal so far just struggling to kind of get a real kind of controlling sense of this game. They can pass the ball around their own third and they can, work it between the defenders, but they've got to push up as a team here. That's the thing that's not happening, and that's a great save. Could have been 2. Maybe, if you ask Venezia, should have been 2. They've got to push up to Arsenal. They have to. They're playing too confined at the minute. And right now, those gaps are appearing again. Ball chipped on through. Realm just gets that one up and away. Throw into Venezia. Dawnmaker here. Goes down into Josh. This one there, though, just being shuffled by. Inversia. Back across a little dinked ball again. Head away by CBM. The Arsenal midfield and attack here got to be scratching their heads thinking, when are we going to get our chance to shine? Mills down to Wolves. Wolf here on the right side goes all the way back to Mills, and that's exactly what you want to see from Venezia. They can take their time. They're the ones controlling and leading this game. CBM doesn't know whether to go left or right. In the end, goes back and peels this one to his middleman, but ultimately it just seems like there's nothing there for Arsenal at this minute in time. Feels like there's just this big gaping hole from their defence to their attack. They've got to push up together, or the midfield has to completely drop down and give them some support. For the first time, though, Arsenal in the opposition's half for some time. That's a poor, poor ball, though, from the Arsenal man. Gives it right back. Just as you were getting excited for Arsenal, all of that excitement disappears. Mills here on the left-hand side goes up and across to Charlie Best. There's a big bad Chubb now through the middle. Gets a launching effort forward. And again, look at it. They're through again, but it's offside. Ultimately, I think the Venezia man, rather than heading that off, could have maybe taken that down. Call me crazy. Seen worse things succeed. Baller on the right side again. Back into the middle of the park. Rolls down into the centre. Left-hand side now. The pocket of space opening. It would be a real joy for Arsenal to get anything after the half they've had here. Ball working again, but in the end, Pedero stands tall. A blockade there. Realm is keeping hold of the ball. Goes back in the middle of the park. There's Pedero again. 1-2s here now. Arsenal
One time for the
effectively
Gringos.
saying to each other, you be the one to take us forward. No, you be the one to take us forward. No one really wants to take control here at this minute in time. Be the driving force of an offensive charge. And that's what's hurting them. Wolves here again, only as far as the Arsenal defender. In fairness, you know, when you have to think about, you know, what's good for Arsenal here so far tonight, the opening 40 minutes, I think for the amount of chances and the amount of pressure that the Arsenal defence has been under, I feel like they've dealt well. You can't ask much more of your defensive unit than what Arsenal have done. Left-hand side opening, though. Look at this. Arsenal with a quick counter. Goes to Pedro, but must take that step inside, does the Arsenal striker. We should have taken that first time. People still sleep on the first-time shots. Weird angles create weird results. Take a shot. Got no risk in it. Ball though goes offside, and Arsenal, again, grimacing at the fact that they still have not registered anything against this goalie of Venezia tonight. Back through the middle here goes round. Old dink ball forward. Pedro. In the end, they're offside, and that's half-time. It's a really, really tough half for Arsenal, and I think here for the gaffer, Realm, I think he's got to sit there and talk to his players now and say to one of them, some of them, any of them, who's going to take us forward, who's going to drive us forward up the field. 53% possession is something, but 0 shots, 0 XG. Arsenal have had the majority of the passes, yes, but they've realistically been between their own defenders. The midfielders working well in a defensive sense. The line of Arsenal has only been beaten once. You can make one mistake in a game as a defender, that's fine, but you have got to get your midfielders, your strikers, your wingers a touch of the ball. You've been waiting to kind of play. You've been waiting and, been itching to get on Match of the Day. You've got to unlock these attacking players, because right now, if Arsenal keep playing like they do, this is going to be a confirmed 1-0 win to Venezia. There is no sign right now of where an Arsenal goal is going to come from, let alone if one's going to come, full stop. Big half needed from the Gunners. Time for a response. It's time for a reaction. Noof there immediately getting clamped by Wolves. Goes down there into the left-hand side. Here comes Venezia. Venezia would love a goal here, nice and early, to start the second half quickly. That would completely deflate Arsenal, it would. Not at the stage yet of saying that Arsenal need the next goal, but the longer this game goes, with it looking like it does, it will begin to get that way. Venezia nearly getting the lucky touch that would have seen them go 2-0 up. That's an early warning sign. 4 minutes into the second half, and Arsenal again on high alert here. That's a poor one. It's so poor from Arsenal's midfielder, completely passing into a man that's right in front of him. You would think if he would need my specs, he may well come out to the commentary booth and ask the player in question. Ball goes over to the left-hand side. There's Realm again. Driving forward. What a ball for Realm! And what a ball! It was 1-1. Just like that. It's so simple. It's a slicing and dicing through ball from Arsenal's captain and gaffer. And out of absolutely nothing, Arsenal have been dealing with crumbs tonight, but the crumbs have combined to make the perfect biscuits. A digestive biscuit, because that is a difficult goal to digest if you are Venezia. So much control, so much of the ball in the first half, and you've just been undone by one simple silky pass. And now Arsenal are going to be geared up for the attack. They are feeling it now. How things can change so quickly. The first shot of Arsenal's game tonight, and it is a goal to equalise the score. Wonderful from the gaffer. It's a wonderful finish as well. Take nothing away from the striker, but what a darting ball it was. Had hints of Mesut Ozil in there, that one did. It really did. 1-1, and as of right now, the match of the day draw curse looks like it may well continue for yet another game day. Ball there being shunted forward. Realm over into Noof. Noof hit. It's the spin and turn. That's a wonderful footwork from the Arsenal winger there, out from an Arsenal throw-in. CBM here with the throw. You want to have your centre-backs on throws, but if it works, it works. You get caught out of possession, though, you're in a spot of trouble. Ball goes all the way back to Arsenal, and here they go through the centre. There's Realm, though, in the end, just being dispossessed for everything good he's done. He's got to make sure he's not a reason as to why his team go down another goal. And to keep it squeaky clean here in the box. That one there headed all up. But look at this. Wow, what a laser beam that could have been from Venezia. And in the end, maybe a little bit of a reprieve there for Arsenal as the foul is given. And a goal kick, or free kick, courtesy of the goalie. 26 in-game minutes remaining. Arsenal playing out from the back here. Can they find a way to carve through this Venezia team? And what a ball that is. This could be the moment, but he's going to get clamped here. And it's an easy save. You can't blame the forward there for Arsenal for having a pop. I think when you know you're being chased down by two defenders and it looks like it's near on impossible to escape them, you're going to just take a whack, aren't you? It's a nice idea. Venezia and Arsenal now very much in a tug of war for control of this game. A little LBY over that kind of shoulder. The left trigger triangle shot there, or pass there, leading to the shot, which causes a reaction save from the keeper. Arsenal's keeper, of course, not really had too much to do since that first goal. That flick on there, though, is headed up and away. Arsenal being beat by a set piece would certainly be newsworthy. Pedero there again, silky smooth. Look at him, the Rolls Royce of this midfield right now. There's Pedero, and look at that, a lovely ball down the left-hand side again. Arsenal looking for a quick counter, but it's just offside. He's straight off. Assistant referee saying that's no good. Ball here back to Lemills. Goes over and across. Finds Wolves. Wolves back now over into Just MC. Finds the ball forward here in Versha. Again, Pedero in Versha. Oh, it's going to trickle in. It's not the way Venezia would have wanted to score, but it's an absolute calamity at the back. It's bubbled and it's bounced and it's rebounded. And Venezia will say it doesn't matter how you score the goals, it's just about scoring them. And we seem to have lost Charlie Best's camera here. It seems that we're in a permanent state of looping. Oh dear me, we have to go to our alternative camera here if we don't have one. And yeah, I think Charlie's lagged out. He's got absolute tin can internet here. We're going to go to our alternative camera angle. But Charlie Best and his shantytown internets can't hang on. We're here though, alternative camera angle, so kits have changed for you ever so slightly. Red and white kits for Arsenal, black kits now for Venezia. Charlie Best seems to have left the building. Of course, it's all down to Arsenal now in the last 9 minutes to try and find the way forward. Pedero into Enzonzi, finds Noof, links it forward, and it's a heavy touch. And in the end, the keeper, Big Bad Chubb, sweeps that one up. Will Venezia opt to hang on, or will they opt to push? That's the only question. In a game like this, you don't want to defend too early. You don't want to leave yourself too flustered. Ball there off the chest of Vezkai. We're using pronames here as the ball down the right-hand side. Going again. Baker here for Venezia. Gets that one away. I think Venezia here are just saying all hands on deck now, lads. It's time to park this bus and shore up these 3 points. That one headed across. Back to it. Go Arsenal. And when will the calls from the Gaffer realm be to send everyone up? 88th minute of play, and they still have a chance here. Goes to Spud. Spud dinks it forward, but it's not to be. Again, a great tackle from Mills, still alive here in the final third. Spud over to Noof, goes across. Arsenal looking for the shot, but the black shirts of Venezia line up in their trenches and say, not today. This one has one more roll of the dice. It's got to be now or never for this Arsenal side. Ball goes across the box into the middle, and that's going to be game, set, and match. The finesse shot sent high and wide, and Venezia tonight escape with 3 points. It was not the kind of goal they wanted to win. It's not the kind of goal that captures what Venezia's style is. It's bundly, it's lucky, it's fluky. But in title races, in races for Europe, you need a little bit of that luck. You need a little bit of that flukiness. And tonight, all that matters to them is that they walk away with 3 points in the bag. That means we don't know what their first score of the night was, but Venezia are going to be at least tonight on 12 points. Arsenal now 2 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses. Depends on what happened in that other game. But 7 points from a possible 15. I mean, listen, if the title wasn't the objective and it was Europe, they got to start winning. The title for me 8 points off. It's not gone yet. In a Super League, anyone can beat anyone. You're going to see these teams at the top have some weird results over the season. You can't drop many more points, though. If you want to go and win, you want to go and finish first, you have to keep moving and keep the points churning on, especially against Las Palmas. No goals conceded, by the way. Wow, what a team. Let's talk to the managers. Let's go over and have a look and see if any of them want to come on. We'll start, of course, with Venezia. See if they want to come on and have a bit of a debrief, a bit of a talk. Of course, the managers can say no. If the manager doesn't want to come on and a player wants to come on and do the post-match interview, then come forwards. We'll take anyone and everyone from your team. We will. Let's talk with the winners then. Venezia first. Let's go and see if they're down to hop on. Give us a little bit of a post-match interview. And again, if not, and anyone else from Venezia wants in, drop me a line on Discord. Obviously, some general questions. Don't worry. It's not going to be a police interrogation just yet. My screen went black. That's great. That's brilliant, isn't it? That's my settings on OBS. Don't mind me there. There we go. Back to the table. Fantastic. Anyone from Venezia in the chat want to do it? I don't think Impactz is down. I think he's not interested. He's too tired. The gaffer too busy celebrating his life away. I completely forgot about Lawball. Supposed to have Lawballs on for commentary. It's completely derped me. I'm so sorry, Laws, if you're watching this. It's my fault, man. Me and Inversia will do it. I only have room for one. I only got room for one. So, I guess we'll go to you, Wolves. Should we do you? Or do you want me to do Inversia? Nominate someone. We'll do one of you. Impactz is typing now as well, so I don't know what's going on. But, let me know. Yeah, go on then. As in you. Let me just see what Impactz is typing quickly. I don't know if he's sending me something of importance or not, but yeah. He stopped typing. All right, let's do it. Oh, no. Impactz is typing again. Give Wolves a call. Okay, there we go. There's the nod from the gaffer. He's pushed you out the dressing room. He said, come on the old post-match interview, Wolves son. There he is. Right, let me just make sure they can hear you. Speak.
Oh, hello.
There we go. Yeah, this works perfect. Give me like one sentence so I can just test it again.
Oh, the bloody hell do I? Oh, okay, there we go.
No, you're fine. You're all good. All right, well, yeah.
There we go.
Pushed out the dressing room by the gaffer. He says you can do media duty today. You're on that. You're on that. I mean, what do you make of the game?
I got shipped off because I played a couple of shit passes, but other than that,
I mean, yeah, it was a good game. What did you make of the game? I mean, obviously you're not the manager, so you can't really say what the whole thought process was. But I mean, I said when doing the build up, your midfield and your defense, to me, looks really, really solid in the way that it's been built by Impactz, because it just seems there's such a chemistry there. First half was
I think so.
Go on, sorry.
Our two CDMs and our three centre backs have all played with each other for bloody donkeys now. So I think it's more about tightening up at the front, because our striker Divinity, I think you know him from
I do.
UFC.
I do.
He's a bit of a lucky prick. He's good, but he is a bit lucky at times.
That's fair.
But yeah, our back line is where we've won most of our games. If you check stats, I think Charlie's got like 4 or 5 assists. We do have a little corner set piece which you did see us try and use, but we didn't get to use it too much.
We talk about that. You talk about your corner and how that was frustrating. You didn't get to use it. First half of that game must have been very frustrating for the midfield and the attack, because you had so much control, so many chances, but you just couldn't break Arsenal down after the goal. It just felt like they sat in and they were kind of afraid to come out. Then you started off really well in the second half, nearly scored a goal in the first 4 minutes of the second half, and then Arsenal get that brilliant goal from their strikers. When it goes to 1-1, what is the atmosphere like in teams? Because I've been in teams before when you can see the goal, and even in a tight game, people's heads will drop, they'll go quiet, etc., etc. Were people believing that you could win the game when it went 1-1?
Yes, so I think when we were 1-0 up and they started sitting a bit deeper, because obviously our first goal came from that long ball, we tried to change it up and just keep the ball and try and drag them out. And then we were caught on a counter, and they started going proper direct and come out a bit more. So we sort of just switched up and went the same as them. Just nice, quick football. Just try to get back in behind them.
I would agree. I think the way that you, I think, handled the response after the goal was good, because I think when you concede to a team like that Arsenal team, they get very they get a shot of morale, they get a shot of momentum, don't they, in the game? It feels like they're back on top, and then you kind of stomped out quickly. The goal to win the game is probably one of the most ugly goals you'll ever see. It doesn't really matter how it goes in, but it goes in. I mean, that's that's what you need, though, in a title race, because you guys are in a title race, aren't you?
Yeah, I'd say we are. I think we played Karabakh first today, and I think a lot of us we're normally on for a lot earlier, and a lot of us were on a lot later. So I think that sort of played a part in that, because none of us were ready, but that's on us, not sort of anyone else. But I think we can be got up there. I think we've got a challenge, and we've got the team too. So we've got to sort of have that mentality of, oh yeah, right, it's 1-1. We've got to try and go for a win, not just sit back in and claim the point.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, listen, I'm going to pretend that this box of tissues is like a match of the day trophy. I'm giving it to you to hand over to someone in the team. So who are you going to give match of the day, man of the match to, or match of the day to tonight?
Wolves. Who am I going to give it to?
Yeah, who are you going to give it to?
I think I'm going to give it to our left DM. I think his game tags you and me, please. But he's a mate of mine, Tyler. He didn't necessarily get all the possession ones like our right GM did, but I think he was just in the right positions a lot of the time, and it was more just hitting off of him, and it just getting in the way in general. Yeah, I think it's a fair shout. I think when you have a game like that where there's so much control, you need a general in the midfield. He was definitely one of your generals tonight. I would say, yeah, I think I would agree with you. If you asked me, gun to my head, I would have said a defender or a midfielder. Definitely felt like there was such control in the game tonight. But no, congratulations, man. End of week 1. You know, you're in a great position for the title. You're in the cup still. You got a lot of stuff going on. So, listen, long season, even though it feels like it's so quick, but, you know, 6 more important games next week, and let's see how high you finish. Congratulations again tonight. Thank you very much. Have a good night, man. All right, let's go over and talk to everyone's favorite loser, Realm HL, Arsenal's gaffer, looking disheveled, the tie's off, the top button's undone. He looks like he's had sleepless nights there in the corner of the room as he makes his way waddling over to the press booth. Let's give him a call. So have a talk with him, see what makes him tick. There he is. Well, Gaffer, what happened there?
Hang on a minute. The world's biggest loser. I'm not having that.
No, I said you're everyone's favourite loser. That's what I said.
No. I mean, yeah, it was definitely a night. I think that goal, the second goal, kind of sums up the weekend. Just a lot of misfortune. We're at the end of a lot of misfortune this weekend. But we won't be down. Like, I feel like, as always in my teams, like a lot of it, we're good friends. So regardless, you know, we're going to next weekend, and yeah, man, we've still got positives to take. You know, we're still in there for Europe, so we'll try.
Well, I mean, this is the thing I wanted to kind of get your opinion on and kind of collect thoughts from, of course, just about the team. So before the game kicks off, we talk about the incidents with CBM at Paris. You know, there's many managers, myself included, that if, you know, CBM did what he did to me, I would never play with this guy again. So what was the thought process of getting CBM back in? Do you feel confident that CBM isn't going to up sticks and leave you stranded again? What made you kind of go, yeah, let's give him another go and get him in?
I'm quite, I'd say, lenient. I do give second chances a lot because I understand the circumstances at the time, but honestly, I kind of, when you do realize that we were all such good friends during Paris, and that kind of just goes out the window. What happened? I mean, what happens, and you can, you know, I think at that time, you kind of do forget what certain people have and the effect on the team. And man, I got to respect Callum and other players on the side. So man, I'm happy with the team.
Well, on the game then, as I talked about this with Venezia, said to them, you know, in the first half of that game, it was extremely frustrating for you because it just felt like you had no control in midfield. You had this big gap that I kept saying. It felt like there was this void, this nothingness between your defensive line and your attackers. I mean, the goal was great. It beats the defense once. I thought your defense played brilliantly. Can't really blame the defense for it. But I mean, is that been a thing that's been happening this weekend? Have you felt as a midfielder yourself that there's been this kind of this void, this gap between the two parts of the field?
I've always said, and this is a trademark in the Realm HL and big new teams. We have such great defensive sides. The one thing we cannot do is consistently score. So when I saw there was a moment in that game, I think you might have seen it. I think it was towards the end of the first half. Their line was literally on the halfway line. You know, Tottenham versus when Andrew was in, and it was Tottenham versus Chelsea, and they were right on the half line when they're down to 9 minutes. That's how it was. And I said, boys, start running in behind. Like, what's going on? And then when we started doing that, the minute we started doing that, me and Noof both got space in the midfield, and then we get a ball on, and then luckily I think Brandon scores the goal. So, but unfortunately we couldn't ride that momentum. But I think it's just one of them, and we got on the wrong end of the luck there. But
I will say, going on to the Arsenal goal, it was one of the best assists we've seen in Match of the Day so far. Only 3 episodes, keep in mind, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. But I mean, listen, there's plenty more episodes to come. You may well be down the pile in a week or so, but it was a great ball. I mean, I said at halftime, and you go back and watch the VOD, I said that there needs to be something from you towards the team to say to someone's got to take control and be the kind of general and drive the team forward. I did not know it was going to be you. A great kind of diagonal ball, 30-yard pass, Mesut Ozil-esque, bing, bang, boom, and then it's easy for a finish from the striker. I mean, it's easy enough to give the plaudits to the striker, but when you've had such difficulty unlocking a midfield and unlocking a team like Venezia, to make that pass, what did you see? Was it just the movement of the forward? You said you know each other so well. Did you expect him to make the run? Did you tell him to go for the run? What was the thinking behind the ball?
I mean, I think so, because I mean, especially my whole emphasis saying like, boys, we seriously need to start running at them. I just kind of thought that, I got to trust that they've listened, and luckily we got on the end of that. But I have just want to clarify. I mean, I know I said we got on the end of some bad luck there. Full credit to Venezia. Like they're a decent, very, very good side. So I don't want to take that away from them. They definitely played well. But yeah, man, still early days. So 2 more weeks.
There you go. Well, I mean, listen, I said, if the aim is a title charge, you don't really have a lot of room left to slip for points, granted. But I feel like the chase for Europe could go down to the final week, the final game day. I mean, what are you saying to your team? It's been a real mixed bag of results. You beat Everton, you drew to Feyenoord, you beat Milan, you lose to Hammarby, you beat Soccerade, you lose here tonight. Is the main message to your team to keep calm and the consistency will eventually come? What are you saying to the squad?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely consistency we need to find. But I think it comes from a variety of things. Like some of our lineups have changed massively, and we haven't been able to keep that. Like we had some decent preseason form and some good patterns, but I do hope it just comes with time, and I think it will. Like we've got a lot of belief. And the one thing I have seen by the fixtures is that we do play quite a lot of the quote unquote, well, currently the quote unquote big boys you're seeing at the top of the league towards the final week. So if we can get some results building up, and we're breathing down their necks towards the end of the season, come to like the final day, second to final day, I think we'll have a chance of maybe ruffling some feathers, but it's just been in the hat, I guess. Absolutely.
Well, listen, I think tonight definitely positives to take. The second half was way, way, way better than the first half. So I mean, that's something to hang your hat on. But no, listen, I think you're going to be fine. So some tough games next week. I think that Udinese game is going to be very interesting. But the Newcastle game against Tone is going to be interesting. The Valencia game, who are kind of iffy in terms of results, is a great test. And of course, you end next week with a real test against Karabakh. So I mean, that's going to be a really fun one between you and Tuggers. But who knows? Maybe we'll see you back on Match of the Day. Come back to Gringo Sports News sometime soon, mate. Commiserations tonight, though.
We'll be there.
Yeah, I'm rooting for you. I'm praying every day that we see you lift something, mate. I want to see you win something. I do.
Thank you very much, brother. No, we're all trying.
Take care, man. I'll see you when I see you. Right. There you go. Well, another day of Match of the Day done. And finally, we have our first win of Match of the Day. So, yeah, congratulations to Venezia. Top marks there from them tonight. And, yeah, let's see. Do they win the title? Do they... I don't want to say bottle the title. Difficult to bottle anything when we're only 6 games in. Do Arsenal make a mount for Europe? What happens? Only time will tell. For now, though, you have a wonderful rest of your night. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you for a solid game week 1. And we'll see you maybe for Wednesday. Wednesday, Match of the Day action in the Cup. Who knows? I'll be up for it. Take care. Take it easy. And I'll see you when I see you. Get your stats in. If you're a manager listening in here by 11:30, please. So team of the week, transfer window, all that stuff's coming tomorrow or being worked on tomorrow. So, yeah, give us time. See you when we see you. Good night.